everyone, this is Flak88. Welcome back to Operation Drago. This is 6.1 Warsaw Pact, and it's about to go down here shortly. But before we do, start pulling some dice. Some housekeeping from 5.4. Excuse me. Let me grab my notes quick. All right, very good. All right, so here we go. First of all, since I have the camera in Nigeria, Captain G had a couple oopsies, honest mistakes, no big deal. One was taking the SAM unit in first strike and not rolling first strike for that SAM unit. All first strike dice are rolled simultaneously at the same time, so casualties taken during first strike that also get to roll first strike still get to roll first strike. So easy fix. Since Captain G rolled 3 air defense dice with the other SAM, we just decided to swap them. So absolutely no change to the results. So it actually worked out pretty good. But that is how that plays out. Also, another oversight, and it's a gamey. It's a rule in the Declaration of War section of the rules. When you declare war on a miner, you have to make a combat move using at least 2 units. Those are specified. Since Captain G did not do any sort of combat, we decided to revert the entire Declaration of War on Angola. So we just reverted all those units back to the way they were. And what else do we have? I think that is about it. Yep, that's all I have for... Oh, one more thing. That's right. And where our cards over there. But Captain G mentioned Pomkus being land units. That's actually vehicle class. So it's a little bit different. It means you can't send artillery. That's an artillery class. Vehicle class would be MBTs, next-gen MBTs, mechs, stuff like that. All right, so that is the only other housekeeping I have, and that's for Pomkus. So let's get into this turn. Yeah, it's a nice soundtrack from GW86. All right, let's do some tech. I don't have a lot of dice for tech. Still only have the 2 major army bases, and looking back at it, I need to do repair before I do tech, and that is, let me double check, make sure that that is correct. Yes, repair facilities is right before rolling tech. So I'm going to repair the 2 damage to the minor air base in Bulgaria, and I'm going to take 1 repair on that major army base. So that's a total of 3. Very good. All right, so now that I repaired that army base, I can get my full tech dice of 2. And as mentioned in 5.3, I goofed on my computer's luck. Somehow I moved that to 2 stages instead of 1. So we're gonna go for computers stage 4 and, oops, I have this in the wrong one, AMD stage 2. Let me edit this real quick, just so I don't get these confused. Very good. 2 and 3. All right. May the high numbers roll true. Looks like we missed computers, but we did get a 9 on AMD. Slowly but surely. Turn 6 and we're stage 2. Gotta love it. Okay. One more thing that I have here as a reminder, I need to roll my Pacific Command, not necessarily Far East Command support, which I did forget to do in 5.3. So let me go ahead and roll that now, and then I'll subtract that from my income. And that is a 9, which falls into the middle category. So we will take away 4, so I gotta make some change here. All right, so let the record show 58 instead of 62 for Soviet Global. Very good. All right, into our buy. Got these handy dandy advisor markers now from Historical Board Gaming. Thank you, Doug. We're gonna upgrade a light infantry to an air cav using that advisor and 4 IPP. We will collect 2 cruise missiles. 2 because I opted to only repair. I opted to not repair that last major airbase, so I only have 2. IPP is tight. We have terrorist marker. We have the recruitment die reminder, and we have a free light infantry because Libya is still neutral, you could say. And then the rest of our buy, what do we have here? 27 remaining. We're going to build a SAM, 4 MBTs into artillery. Very good. Okay. Make sure I have my notes with me so I don't goof up my attacks here. I'm going to start with the simplest first. That's a nice view there. Okay, so from my units that I have down here in Chad, we are going to declare war on Nigeria, which is a minor. We're going to do that with 1 airborne, 1 attack helo, and that meets the minimum. And then we're going to send 2 early gen fighters, excuse me, 1, 2, and they will have plenty of gas to get back. They'll have 3 remaining. And then we're attacking this Nigerian territory, has oil, so it's got a little extra bonus of income there. And we will be attacking the inherent light infantry. Because the territory is worth 1, it has an inherent light infantry instead of a paramilitary like Chad did, which is a territory that has no value. Very good. Okay. Now on to, make sure I can see this here. Very good. Declaring war. Warsaw Pact is declaring war on Austria. Since I repaired this minor airbase, thank you, Captain G. Also, he sniped some of my air cav. That was a sneaky, nice move. We're going to take the 2 remaining attack helos. With that repaired airbase, they can now move 3, 1, 2, 3 into Austria, as well as the air cav. 1, 2, 3, the remaining air cav, anyway. We're going to take the SAM along, which will immediately retire. 2 early gen MBTs, which are moving into its first zone, which is not mountains. Second zone is mountains. So when you're talking about mountain terrain movement penalty, it's the first zone you move into. So we are good there. And then lastly, we're going to use the major airbase in Romania to shoot a ground-launched cruise missile into Austria. Very good. Outstanding. Outstanding. Okay, and up here we're getting a little bit more complicated. As you can see, I have planned a main push into Rhineland and North Germany. I'm gonna start, so I don't get these confused, 2 marker plates here, and they're exactly the same, but I'm gonna mark this one as North Germany and this one is Rhineland. Get coordinates because one's above the other, so that makes sense. Okay. Stand by. My music got a little wonky on me. There we go. All right, so starting with North Germany, we are going to take in 2 cruise missiles, one from the... Oh, you know what? I am going to have to alter my buy quick, and this is an oversight by me. And I'm just going to have to... apologies, everyone. This makes a big change in my battle plan if I don't do this. So I'm going to pay off, and I'm going out of order. My apologies. That last damage. And I just saw this, so my apologies. So we will collect this cruise missile. I will repair that major airbase that has 1 damage. And that means I can't afford one of these MBTs. So then I will save. You know what? I'll just build another SAM instead. Very good. All right. No harm, no foul. Okay. All right. Back to the battle plan. Make sure everything's kosher here. Okay, so now that these are both repaired, you can see how damaged facilities really makes a difference in this game. So okay, so back to ground launch cruise missiles from the major air base in East Germany, major air base in Western Poland. So we'll go ahead and put those cruise missiles up here. We're going to take 1 attack bomber. And I'm going to replace this quick before I forget what it is. Here we go. Okay. All right. Lots of stuff. All right, so here we got 2 artillery. I'm just going to put this here so I don't forget what it is. The 3 early gen fighters. The fighter from West Czech is going to go 1-2. And I'm going to put gas tanks next to those. So 1-2. That has 3 left. The early gens have 4 left. Okay, we're going to take the next gen from East Germany. We're going to take the 1 SAM from East Germany. We're going to take 2 MBTs from East Germany. 2 MBTs from West Czech. Maxing out their movement. And then, let's see, 3 MBTs from Bavaria. And I'm going to trade this chip for an MBT so I don't have to make change here. All right, thanks everyone for bearing with me. I know this is a tedious movement here, so all right. All right, so that is my attack force for Northern Germany. Now, pending how many rounds that battle goes, some of those units will blitz down into Rhineland, but the Rhineland battle force will consist of a field artillery using chem, and I should mention this now, the artillery in Northern Germany are also using chem, so I'm using chem in both territories. 3 SAMs, 2 artillery, 2 next gens, I'm showing 5 MBTs and 2 early gen MBTs. Now we're also bringing the attack bomber from East Germany, 2 air superiority fighters from West Poland. And then we're also bringing 2 medium bombers from Romania. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll put a gas tank next to those. They have 5 remaining. Actually 6 remaining. And then the early gen fighters are gonna go 1, 2 to Austria. And I'm declaring war so I can do this. 3, 4 to Rhineland, and they will have 1 gas tank left. Very good. I like these little gas tank markers, fuel tank markers, whatever you want to call them. And that will wrap up those attacks. So I will bring this all over to the battle board. But let's start with these battles down here, since we will go in order. All right, let me find some room, find some dice. Got a whole mess of dice here, so. All right, so we are attacking with an airborne that is walking in at a 2. The attack helo will boost that up to a 3. Attack helo at 6 and 2 early gen fighters at 3. And then we have a defending light infantry at 4. All right, so airborne at 3. That is a miss. Attack helo at 6. And that is a hit. We will roll our overkill to early gen fighters at 3. And that's another hit. Very good. In defense, we have a light infantry at 4. And that is a 9. Outstanding. All right. So we will take off that defending light infantry. And we will take Nigeria, which is worth 1. With the attack helo, which is combat landing. These early gen fighters will non-combat at the end of this turn. Let's go ahead and adjust our income. And let's see. I forgot to adjust it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we're going up to 21. Very good. All right, into the Austria battle. We have defending 3 mechs. Attacking, we have attack helos, air cav. I'll move them up here. And a couple early gen MBTs. And a cruise missile. We'll roll that cruise missile first since it is first strike. And that SAM will retire. Okay. All right. Mix it up here. All right. So here we go. Cruise missile at 5. This is first strike. And that is a miss. So we'll take that off. That is gone. All right. So we have 2 early gen MBTs at 2. And that's a 4 and a 6. Miss, miss. We have an air cav that is boosted by the close air support. So we have 1 at 5, and that is a hit. And we have 2 attack helos at 6, and that is a miss, miss. Make sure you see. Okay, so we got 1 hit. That is a pretty poor start. And then we have, let's mix this up here. Let's do gray for the defending gray units. 3 mechs at 5. Looks like we got 2 hits, so we'll take the MBTs. And we will take 1 mech. And I just realized that we are attacking into mountains. So it was a good thing that that hit was low enough. Actually, that was a air cav hit, so that was irrelevant. So mountains only affect ground units, and my air units are not affected. So, but I just noticed that. Oofta. All right, so let's speed this up here. I'm gonna do orange and red, kind of a Warsaw Pact color. 5 and 2 at 6. And we'll do 2 blues at 5. We'll roll these all together. All right, so it looks like the blues missed, and we got 1 hit with the air cav. And whew, this is a rough battle. Take one of the Austrian mechs away. Here we go. Last round, hopefully. Looks like we got an attack helo hit and an Austrian mech hit. So, to ensure that we can take this zone, we'll have to take an attack helo. And then we will take this country with 1 air cav, 1 attack helo, and 1 SAM. That was pretty rough, but it ended up working out for us in the long run, so very good. Let's go ahead and adjust income. NATO does not go down. That was a neutral territory, so we will go up 2 to 23. All right. Okay, I'm gonna bring everything over here. We'll set up the battle boards without making too big of a mess here. All right, make sure we can see everything the best we can. All right, so starting in Northern Germany, I'll bring the Northern Germany attack force over. And then it is also worth mentioning that Captain G opted to scramble the 2 A-10s from Rhineland into North Germany, leaving no air units in Rhineland. So starting in North Germany, like I mentioned, attacking, oops, let's get this over here. Attacking, we got 2 7 MBTs. Let me just chip this out so we're not confusing ourselves. Okay, we've got 2 cruise missiles. We've got 1 SAM that will be attacking at 2. We have 2 artillery that will be rolling chem. We have 3 early gen fighters attacking at 3, and they will be doing air superiority as well as the fighter. And then we have an attack bomber at 7 and our next gen at 6. Now we have no terrain in Northern Germany, so that's good. All right, so for Rhineland, we've got 2 SAMs. Rolling first strike. 1 will be doing, I'll just split this up like this. 1 will be doing missile defense, 1 will be doing air defense. Make sure that's correct. I lost my notes right there. Yep, that's correct. Okay, so we got infantry. Nope, that's the wrong one. Apologies. So we got the A-10s defending at 5. They're also target select 5. Nasty little buggers. 2 next gens at 6, target select 4. 2 MBTs at 4, target select 2, and 7 mechs at 5. All right, so prior to first strike, we will roll missile defense. So I have 2 cruise missiles coming in. So let's roll 2 AMD for that SAM. 4 or less is a hit. And that is 1 hit. I'll take 1 cruise missile off the dashboard, or off the battle board, excuse me. All right. Took that one off. So now let's roll our first strike. So we'll start with that cruise missile. Here's one cruise missile at 4 or less. 5 or less, I believe. Hey, hey! Yep, 5 or less, so that is one first strike hit. I'll just mark it here. Well, there is a spot on the board. No, there is not. I'll mark this separately. Very good. All right, I have 2 artillery rolling chem. These are at 3 or less. The first hit is chem disruption. So here we go. And we got 1 hit, which is actually not a normal hit. That is chem disruption. So we will go ahead and remove the first strike. Kaz, which is a SAM. So we'll take one of the SAMs off. Very good. And then we will take all these land units and move them to the left because they are now disrupted by chem. Outstanding. Okay. Moving on. Let's start with air superiority. We have, we'll do it like this. We get 3 early gens and 1 fighter. Roll those now. And it looks like all my early gens missed, but I got a hit with my fighter. So that is 1 air superiority hit. I'll mark that on the battle board here. Very good. Okay, let's roll our SAMs. So we have 2 eligible dice since we are attacking 2 A10s. These are at 2 or less. And there's a miss, 9 and 12. All right, let's grab. I'm gonna grab random dice for my MBTs. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So here's 7 MBTs at 4, and these are target select 2. Wow, that is really good. So we got a 3, a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. So we got 2 target select hits. I'll do that. Land target select 2, and then we got 3 general hits. Okay. All right, just to show how I did that here. Very good. Okay. All right, so next up we have a next gen at 6, target select 4, and that is a 4. So that is 1 more target select hit. Brings us up to 3. And then lastly, we have an attack bomber. We'll roll this at a 7. And that is a 6. Very good. So that is a general hit. Okay, very good. Okay. Make sure I have my notes here so I don't goof up my wishes that I have here from Captain G. So, all right. Looks like I did goof something up. My apologies. I even talked about this in housekeeping round. So I rolled missile defense, but I negated to roll air defense. So these are first strikes. If any of these hit, then those air units, which I'll probably take early gens and they all missed. So here we go. Here is the SAM, which I missed in first strike. These are 2 or less. Looks like we got an 8, 6, and a 4. Very good, so no change. Okay. Whew. All right. Okay, so going back to the battle board here. I'll roll these one at a time so don't goof these up. So we've got 2 defending MBTs at 3 or less. Target select 2. Look at that, Captain G. 2 3s. So 2 general hits. No target select. 2 general hits. We'll roll mechs now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mechs. These are at 4. Okay, so it looks like we have 11, 9, 2, 9, 7, 5, 6. So I see 1 hit, and that is again a general hit. Okay. We have 2 next gens at 5. Target select 4. And that is a 7 and a 9, so miss. And we got 2 A10s at 5 or less. These are target select 5. Oof, that hurts. A 4 and a 4. And those are target select hits. So I will do land target select 2. Okay. All right, so let's take casualties. All right, so against me, I'll take off the cruise missile. That is not a hit, but I will take 1, 2, 3 MBTs. I'll take off those. Target select. Looks like Captain G is opting to hit next gens or artillery since these are not 1s. But I believe there is a special ability where A10s negate that rule. Let me look really quick. I'm pretty sure that is a rule. Don't want to get that wrong. Yep, the capability is called armor penetration. So let's look that up. We'll use this as a nice learning opportunity. Armor penetration. The unit's land target select hits may target enemy units with reactive armor. Okay, so we are gonna lose our next gen and then 1 artillery. That is a sad time. Target select for the win, and that'll take off those. Okay, so I have 1 air superiority, so I will take off 1 A10. Add that to my carnage pile. That is that one. We have 3 land target selects, and none of them were 1s, so I'm going to target select mechs. 1, 2, 3. And I'll take that one off. And then we have 4 general hits, and we'll look at the list for that. So we'll take a SAM for 1, 2 MBTs for 2, and a mech for 2 MBTs for 3, and a mech for 4. Okay. All right, so going into round 2, this artillery now moves into the regular spot. These fighters now move into the regular spot, as well as this fighter. And then our SAM retires. Okay, very good. Chem is done. Actually, chem is still in effect. Chem disruption is for all rounds. So, all right, let's go back to the attacks. All right, so we have 3 early gens and a artillery for 3. So here we go. And we got misses all around, 4, 4, 9, 9. And we'll mix the dice up, put those ones in the gulag. We got 4 MBTs at 4, so here we go. And we got 3 hits, a 2, 2, and a 3. So we actually got 2 target select hits. Land target select for 2, and then we have a general hit at 1. Let's see, we have a fighter. we'll just roll these separately. A fighter at 6, missed, and an attack bomber at 7. And that is a hit at a 4. So we got 2 general hits, 2 target select hits. In response, we've got 3 mechs. Chem disrupted at 4. And that is 1-4, so that's 1 general hit. We have 2 next gens and a A10. We'll roll those together. These are all at 6. So we got a next gen hit. We got 2 next gen hits. Nope, we don't. The 6 does not count because we are rolling for 5s. So we got 1 next gen hit and it's a 3. That is target select. We'll put that back up here. Land target select. Again, land target select. We are showing the benefits of that. So, all right. So again, my target selects were not 1s. So I can at best target the mechs, but let's look at our CAS order here. Okay. All right, so we got 2 regular hits, and then we have a target select hit. Actually, we have to take a next gen because that's all we have left for land units. So that's my 4 hits. Okay. And then in retaliation, we have a general hit, which I will take on an MBT. And then we have a target select hit on my artillery. So that is how that is going to play. All right, so that is what we have left. Okay, looking pretty bleak. All right, so let's roll 3 early gen fighters. Holy cow, I actually got a hit with an early gen fighter. That is a general hit. We got 3 MBTs at 4. And we got 3 hits. Holy cow. These tank drivers deserve awards. Guard status. 4, 4, and a 2. So that is a target select hit. But it's irrelevant. That is 3 hits. That is more than enough to clear the field. So let's go ahead and roll defending. We've got a next gen at 5. Rolls a 10 and an A10 at 5. Rolls a 4, which is target select, land, and I've only got 1 land eligible target left. And that is an MBT. All right, so we have, and this was 3 rounds. So these air units are not eligible to blitz. So these will all go back. Oh, I almost goofed this up. Here we go. Back to to North Germany. And these are gone. Very good. Okay, so I'll put these back over here. All right, so we will move on. I'll bring over the Rhineland battle card here. All right. Make sure I can see this again. Okay, so we have 2 air superiority fighters which have no targets, so they will retire. We have 3 SAMs which have no targets. They will retire. So that was a smooth move by Captain G. He just avoided all sorts of hits by those air targeting units. So we have a attack bomber at 7, 2 medium bombers at 5. We have 2 artillery, first strike with Chem, as well as a field artillery, which is at a 2 instead of a 3. 2 next gens at 6. 5 MBTs at 4. 2 early gens at 2. And 2 early gen fighters which will be doing regular ground attack. Oofta. All right, in defense, we have a US next gen at 6. We have a NATO next gen at 6. We have 2 SAMs, First Strike Air Defense, 2 US Light Infantry and a NATO Light Infantry, 6 Mechanized Infantry, and 5 US or NATO artillery, which will be using chem. And I do have a river penalty, so we will move our MBTs down. They are not immune from rivers, as well as our next gens and our early gens. Artillery are not affected by rivers, so there we go. Let's proceed. We will start with First Strike. And we have no particular color. We have 6. Yep, we have 6 First Strike dice at 2 for the SAM. So here we go. Whoo! Sigh of relief. 3, 3, 11, 5, 4, 6. So the SAM reluctantly, or not so reluctantly, missed. I think very good. All right, so now we have chem on both sides. So I'm going to color code these in a color that I have enough of a color to do. Maybe. So we've got 5 NATO artillery. That is 10 at 3. And then I have, let me roll these in orange. And then we'll roll the field artillery in red. So these are all First Strike. And I'll roll these all together. Okay, so it looks like we'll start with field artillery. Got a 12 and a 4. Those are misses. And we've got a 12, 6, 11, and a 2. So we hit 1, which will cause chem disruption on the NATO forces. So NATO forces will all go down 1 for the rest of the game, the rest of this battle anyway. And then it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first hit will be chem disruption, and the other 3 hits are First Strike. All right, so per the rules of modifiers, I took a river penalty on all of my ground units, so I will not take an additional because they do not add together. You can only take the highest or highest benefit or highest or the biggest deficit of negative modifier. So we won't move these up next turn because of the river. We will be chem disrupted now. All right, so we'll just put this here to remember. All right, so artillery, you're done. Okay, so let's go on to the attacks. This one's looking a little rough. Oh, we got to take our first strikes off first. We have 3 of them. Almost forgot. And we will take field artillery and 2 early gen MBTs. Okay. All right, so we got 2 early gen fighters and 5 MBTs. These are at 3. So let's roll these. MBTs are target select 2. Wow, that is pretty darn good. We got a target select, another target select. These are misses. And then our early gens got 2 general hits. So we got 2 land target and we got 2 general. Okay. All right, so let's roll. Orange and black are working for me. Let's roll medium bombers in red. Early next gens in orange. These are all for 5. And it looks like we got misses all around. That's very disappointing. And lastly, mix the color up now. Attack bomber at 7, and that is a 4. So we'll move our general hits up to 3. Okay, not the best, but we will do our defenders here. So, 3 light infantry at 3. And that is a 5, 6, and an 8. Misses. Let's mix the dice up for Captain G. Here's 6 for mechs. These are at 4. We got 2 hits, a 1 and a 2. 2 general hits. And we got 2, mix the color up again, 2 next gens at 5. And that is an 8 and a 12. So those miss. Oofta. So we rolled pretty poorly on both sides. All right, so 2 general hits. I will take 2 MBTs. 3 general hits and 2 target selects. So let's look at the CAS that I have for Captain G. All right, so it looks like Sam, that's 1, 2. Artillery is, Sam is 1, 2. And then US infantry, that's for 3. So I'll take that off. Okay, so now I have target select hits, and I can't target those next gens. I don't think I rolled 1s. No, I don't believe so. So we'll take off 2 mechs. All right, so I'll take that. All right, let's assess this really quick. These artillery would come down. These artillery would come down. All right, we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 units against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 units. It's looking a little rough. Oofta. But let's take a gamble and let's roll for it. So, all right, we are pretty balanced here. So let's do 1, 2. We'll roll these separately so I don't mix up any target select. So 2 artillery at 3. Holy moly, that is a 3 and a 2. So that's 2 generals. 3 MBTs at 3 or less. And that is 1, 1. And that is a target select on a 1, and so I don't forget, I'm gonna take that down just like that. So I'll just keep this off and remember that that is a target select hit. Okay, so, 2 early gen fighters at 3, miss, 4 and 11. I'll mix it up again. 2 next gen MBTs at 5. And there is 1 hit on a 4. That is a general hit. Okay. We got 2 medium bombers at 5. 12. Oofta. They're a little rusty. And then lastly, we have an attack bomber at 4. And that, attack bomber at 7, but it still missed with an 8. So we got 3 hits and a target select hit. Okay. So let's just take the CAS order, light infantry. So light infantry and then artillery. Okay, that's great. All right, so let's roll 2, 3, 4, 5, miscount here. 4, 5, 6. So 6. Here's 6 at 3. And 1 rolled out. And that is 1 general hit. We've got 4 mechs at 4. And that is 1 hit. 8, 6, 7, 2. Move general hits up to 2. And then we got 2 next gens at 5. Target select 4. Oof! That's 2 hits, a 2 and a 5. So that's a general hit. That makes generals to 3. That 2 is a target select. Land, but not a 1, so. Okay. All right, so we'll take the casualties off of here. My carnage pile is getting pretty big. Target select, let's look at the list again. Artillery, so we'll take an artillery for that target select hit. And then we have 3 general hits. We'll take 1, 2, 3 MBTs. Yeah, we'll take 3 MBTs. All right, so that wipes that. Looking at the board as it sits, do we keep going? Do we keep going? I'm gonna put 2 of those MBTs back. My apologies. I'm gonna take these early gen fighters instead. Okay. All right. Reassessing, I will continue. I know Admiral Seabass is probably yelling at his screen right now. I think that's a comment I've made for over a year now playtesting this game. All right, so let's do 1 artillery and 2 MBTs at 3 or less. And we got 1 hit with an MBT, and that is a 1, which is a target select on our next gen. Very, very good. All right, so here we go. Here's 2 next gens. Target select 4. Miss, miss. Oof. 2 medium bombers. I need a hit from them. There's 1 hit. General hit. And 1 attack bomber at a 7. And that is a hit with a 3. Can we see that? General hits 2. All right, so let's look at the CAS. Artillery, 2 artillery. All right, so rolling in defense, we have got 4 artillery at 3. 10, 9, 10, 11. Great tech, really awful battle dice. 4 at 4, these are the mechs. 1, 2. 2 general hits. And then MBT at 5. And that is a 2. And that's target select hit. But it was a 2. Okay. Alright, so target select. That'll hit my last artillery. Target select again for the win. Alright, so these 2 hits are here. We are really rolling down to the nitty-gritty, and I will take 2 MBTs. That leaves me with 2 next gens. In Rhineland, there's 4 mechs and 2 artillery. Oofda. Let's keep going. This is like round 4 or 5, something like that. Whew. Okay. All right. So here's 2 next gens at 5. Oh, miss, miss. 2 medium bombers at 5. 2 hits, 3 and a 5. And we have 1 medium bomber. And that is a miss. Oof. Okay, 2 artillery at 3. Miss, miss, 5 and a 6. And 4 mechs at 4. 1, 2, that's 2 hits. Okay. All right, so I will take 2 medium bombers. It's a sad, sad day, but it's okay. And Anthony will take, Captain G will take 2 artillery. And we are gonna call it there. Or do we keep going? It's 3 on 4. Let's keep going. Let's go for the risk. Let's go for the risk. Might come back to bite us in the butt, but that's okay. Let's do X Gens in red and attack bomber in white. Here we go. Oh, 3 misses. And we have 4 mechs at 4. Oh, and 2 hits. Okay. And the gamble came back to bite me in the butt. So I'm going to take 2 next gens. And Rhineland's going to go ahead and last, hold out with 4 mechs. Oof. Sometimes you just got to go for it. All right. Okay, so let's update this. In North Germany, we've got an artillery, 2 MBTs. And these aircraft will non-combat. Okay, don't need that. Very good. Oh, that will non-combat as well. And retreating. Here we've got 2 air superiority fighters, 3 SAMs, which is a real bummer, and that attack bomber, which will have to non-combat. Okay. Whew. That was a heavy battle up there. That got pretty gnarly. So we will take 3 for North Germany. It's up to 26. 1, 2, 3, down to 50 for NATO. Okay. All right. That is all I have for attacks. So let's go ahead and non-combat. We'll start down here. Almost forgot. It's been such a long turn. Early gen fighters are going back to West Libya. Very good. Okay. Down here in Bulgaria, all these units, which is 2 field artillery, 3 MBTs, and a SAM, are moving back to Romania. Okay. Up here, we have a attack bomber that will be going back to Western Czech. Attack bomber to Eastern Germany. Air superiority fighters to Eastern Germany. 1 fighter to Czech. And then we're going to split these up. And we'll put one of those back into Western Czech, like that. Okay. Whew. It was a bloody day in the battlegrounds of Germany. Oops, and there's the SAM up there. Okay, not a lot of units left in in Europe. A lot more air units, but that's okay. All right, let's go ahead and place our units. We'll start down here with our air cav upgrade, which is going to be this light infantry here in West Libya. Okay. Take that off. All right, so we've got a light infantry that we get, and place this here in the end of turn phase. Light infantry we get for free. He's going to go up here to East Germany, one of the eligible placement zones. We're going to put 2 MBTs and an artillery in West Czech. We're going to put 1 artillery and an MBT in East Germany. And then we're going to put a SAM in each of those territories. I gotta have one laying around here somewhere. There we go. Carnage all over the place. So 1 in East Germany, 1 in West Czech. Okay. After further thought, I will move that early gen fighter up north because that is a major air base. Okay, very good. Okay. All right, that is our unit placement. We're going to place our terrorist marker in Albania. Very good. Let's roll our recruitment for Libya. And we are now up to a 5 or less. We have a successful recruitment roll. That is an 11. That's a big miss. We are going to collect our 3 cruise missiles. That puts us up to 4. Now let's collect our income. All right, so base income, we are up to 26. Okay. And our bonus income, we have 1, 2, 3 African zones. That is 3. And then we also get half of the oil value, which is 2 more, that's 5. And then I did forget to mention that these tankers are now flipped. They're not destroyed, but they are no longer sending oil. So that is a $4 deduction for good guys. So that's another 5 IPP for Africa. We are stage 3 for computers, that is 7. And let me look really quick. I don't think I've got anything else. Failed to get Rhineland. Yep, and that is what we have. So we've got 38 IPP. And let's go ahead and wrap up this turn. We'll do a quick disposition. For those who don't want to watch disposition, thanks for watching. It's a long turn. Take care, and we'll see you in 6.3. But here we go, Captain G. Here's disposition. In Nigeria, we have an airborne and an attack helo. Chad is empty. No change to West Libya other than the air cav upgrade. Terrorist marker in Albania. Bulgaria is empty. Romania, we have 3 MBTs, a SAM, 2 field artillery. All right, Hungary, no change. Austria, we have an air cav, attack helo, and a SAM. West Czech, we have 2 mechs, an artillery, SAM, attack bomber, fighter. In Bavaria, we've got 3 SAMs. In Eastern Germany, we've got 2 air superiority fighters, attack bomber, an MBT, an artillery, a SAM, a light infantry, and 3 early gen fighters. Northern Germany, we have 2 SAMs, or excuse me, we have 2 MBTs and 1 SAM. Rhineland is down to 4 mechs. And that is what I'm showing for Warsaw Pact. 26, and there's our tech. All right, and there's the carnage. Whew. Boy, that was a bloody turn. All right, thanks for watching, everyone, and take care.